Hey, welcome back to Deer Corner. Glad you're with me. Um, Good evening. Go ahead and subscribe. You can always unsubscribe. But one of the questions I was asked was, why do I put so much into deer hunting? And I believe 27, 28 years ago, I liked to deer hunt, even back then. And I did the hunt club bit, but it always ended up that you'd get into the club and it ended up you're supposed to be a club, but certain people ran it anyway, and it just escalated from there. And I came up with a first piece of ground up here for sale that I bought, the deer hunt. It looked good. There were signs of deer. But the first couple of years up here, I would hunt all year and see one doe. And then I get a trail camera and put it up. I'm seeing many deer. But at the time, I thought, well, boy, I bought some property and there's no deer. But that trail camera showed the difference. There were deer. And back then, you got to remember, these big round satellites and everything. And the people on them were telling how to do it and how to hunt and how to find deer. And well, as things escalated and moved on, I basically had to throw all that away and go off on my own. And one of the first things I did was plant hostas. And you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart and buy a big round basket of hostas and chop it up and get like 20 plants out of it and plant them on a hillside. But once them deer hit them hostas, they're hooked. And so I'd plant one basket, then plant another basket, then put a deer stand up. Well, I found out throughout the years of trial and error. Then I bought another piece of property adjoining this piece of property. And after the hostas, and that was at the house, that's how I found out about hostas. At the house, the deer would come up and eat the hostas, and it was just ground cover, and the wife planted them out there. And the deer would come in and eat those things down to the ground. And the good thing about a hosta, you can plant them in the shade around oak trees, and they would grow. And the deer love them. But once the deer got on them, they'd eat them down. But the thing about a hosta, they kept coming back. And that was a trial in there that got me started in why I like deer hunting and why I put so much into it. That was a start. And as things grew on, like I said earlier, I had to throw everything away. Everything that was said on TV, everything back then, them old videos, and I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but didn't work in this area. So what I ended up doing was even fertilizing trees, and made mistakes at that, over fertilizing the wrong trees. So I wanted to master deer hunting. It got to where I wanted to improve on it, to where I am today. And I still haven't mastered it, but I have came a long ways throughout the years on attracting deer and keeping deer on my side of the street. And I was asked, it wasn't that long ago, 6 months ago, it was midsummer. And we were eating, and the gentleman across said, "Why don't you go ask him? He knows about deer." And he asked me he came and asked me how can I get the deer to come over here to my side? And we had a good conversation about it, and I never gave it any thought. And I may have made some neighbors here upset, but I found out that I am capable of moving the deer from across the street to my side of the street. And throughout the years, it took me a while to figure out that I do not want to, you can't move the bucks. I ended up having to move the does. And once I got the does moved over on a habit, and that's all it is getting your deer on a habit. And once you get that habit, and them deer and them does are on that habit, the bucks will follow. And yes, I can move the does from one side of the street to the other. Throughout the years, I have practiced and changed some things from food plots, watering holes, what plants I put out to move the does to this side of the street. So during hunting season, I have the does over here, which the bucks that come over here, and not over on the other side of the street. So I have put a whole lot of time and effort into deer hunting that I have improved a whole lot. Don't know it all, and I'm not a master at it. And I enjoy doing it. I enjoy deer hunting. And that is one question that was asked to me, and it just, I really never gave it any thought until after sitting down thinking about what he asked. But yeah, I put a whole lot of time into deer hunting. And I enjoy being outdoors. So if that answers his question, that's okay. If it don't, that's okay. But I'm glad you're along with me. And if you have any questions, comments, please subscribe. Please go ahead and ask. And if I can answer them, I will. If I can't, I sure can find somebody that can. And have a good day.